Be sure to order your copy of the Go-Go Offense by Coach Brennan Marion on footballgameplan.com/GoGoOffense. Coach Marion goes through the ins and outs of his explosive offense, one that's tearing up the college football field and putting a lot of points on the scoreboard. Again, you can order your copy at footballgameplan.com/GoGoOffense. Let's get ready for round 3 of the FCS playoffs by previewing this weekend's slate of games, and we'll start in Harrisonburg, Virginia, as the James Madison Dukes welcome in Northern Iowa. For the Panthers in this ball game, it's going to be all about their offense. They've been a steady defensive football team all season long, but the game-to-game inconsistency offensively is what worries me when you watch this matchup. When they get stops, can they maximize the opportunity with the football against JMU? That'll be the biggest question. On the Duke side of things, they're playing just as good a ball as North Dakota State is, and when you see them out there on the field, it's arguably the best defense in the FCS, of playmaking and explosive unit offensively. And going back to their defense for a minute, they're very opportunistic and do a great job of turning the ball over. I like the Dukes in this ball game. This team has championship level focus that will carry them all the way to Frisco, Texas, in my opinion. Out in Bozeman, Montana, the Bobcats of Montana State play host to the Governors of Austin Peay. Now, this is going to be a fantastic game between two very similar squads, in my opinion. I love the defenses in this ball game as they both can affect the pocket and stop the run. Quarterback Javon Craig of Austin Peay may be the most underrated player remaining in these playoffs, as he brings a ton of balance to this offensive attack for Austin Peay. He reminds me a lot of former South Dakota State quarterback Taryn Christian and how he leads and how he plays the game. Montana State has one of the best defenders in the country in Bryce Sturck, who plays like he's in the opposing team's huddle with how quickly he's able to diagnose and destroy plays on both ends of defense. Look for a low-scoring game in this one, but I think Montana State's defense will be able to slow down the legislation of the Governors just enough to move on to the next round. Montana and Weber State meet up in the Big Sky Conference rematch tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, and it'll be a game of adjustments, as most rematch games are. In the last meeting, the Wildcats couldn't find any offensive rhythm to sustain drives and neutralize the downward pressure they saw from Montana. Now, offensively speaking, for the Grizzlies, we just saw them put up a 70-burger against Southeastern Louisiana, and in doing so, you got a great opportunity to see how fast and explosive they are on the perimeter. I don't think this game will be a blowout like we saw the first meeting was, but I do see the result being the same. I like Montana to win this one once again. And finally, in another rematch from earlier in the season, the North Dakota State Bison meet up with the Illinois State Redbirds. And if you're the Redbirds, who have one of the best running backs in the FCS, you hope that this is a game where North Dakota State decides to have an off day and stop and run, because if we're being honest, it'll take a heroic effort from James Robinson, who's, again, one of the best running backs in the FCS, to put Illinois State in position to win this game. Now, if their passing game comes to life, then that's a different story, but I can't depend on their passing attack like I can their ability to run the football. The Bison quarterback Trey Lance was just named the Jerry Rice Award winner, which is given to the top freshman in the FCS, and it's a well-deserved honor, as he's a team-leading passer and dynamic rusher as well, and he will also lead them to victory here over Illinois State once again, moving the Bison onto the semis in the process. So that's it for this week's episode of the FCS Kickoff. Be sure to follow us on all of our social media accounts, and be sure to check out and subscribe on iTunes to the Football Game Plan's FCS Opening Drive podcast, where David Hashagen and myself will keep you up to date to what's going on around the FCS.